Okay, this is totally random.
I can't wait.
Am I crazy?
They're ordinary.
Play ball! Welcome to Ordinary Effort, where a bunch of random guys get some random baseball players and try not to biff the grid. Mike, stats analyst, the whole thing, you know it, hopefully by now. Here with my buddy Josh.
Yeah.
We're ordinary, Josh. We're getting immaculates, but
Yeah.
with like really mediocre scores.
If you stumbled on this video and you're looking for the guys pulling single digits on a full grid, we're gonna disappoint you. But we'll do our best to keep trudging along and get a good score here. Gold
Well,
Glove looks like the place to start. We always like to start with the harder categories, knock them out.
yeah.
Do you agree, Mike? Or
Yeah, okay. Am I crazy? Did we have this one already?
yeah, there's some repetition in these early grids. I do feel like we've had Rangers Gold Glove because we had a similar conversation around Josh Hamilton. We
Right.
had a similar conversation about Omar Vizquel. There's some
Palmero.
guys here, right? Michael Young. So there are some options here. Um, just a matter of who
Pudge
we want to,
Rodriguez is
which I
the
feel like, yeah, right.
are we doing this? Are we
I feel like Pudge
prepared?
might be pretty obvious,
Yeah.
because he was such a unique in his position. I'm thinking Michael Young or Josh Hamilton. But
So Michael Young we could use for Phillies Rangers.
mm, I'm also
And
thinking someone else there that I won't.
are you?
But
Okay. Well,
like I've got a backup if we use
yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Young here, I
yeah.
think.
Okay. I know he was a very good hitter. Like
Yeah.
300 hitter, I believe, or around
Simeon.
there.
Simmons hasn't been on the Rangers long enough to where
I don't think
um
I mean he plays all the time. I don't know
you know
that
what?
he's
We had this box
we did.
because we talked about Beltre being the obvious answer,
Oh
and I don't think we
yeah.
want to use Beltre,
Is he
but
more obvious than Pudge Rodriguez?
I think
We had
so.
this when we did group grid
With the
with Tom
group,
and Kyle because Tom was saying like, oh, it would be Kevin Brown, it would be, we said
yes.
like, um, and then I don't even remember who we went with.
I
Did we
can't
go with
remember, but my gut says Hamilton or but
was
I
Josh
don't know
Hamilton that
strongly enough. I think he won one. I
was he that good of a
don't
fielder? I'd
I
feel
don't
more
know. I don't
confident
know.
saying he was an MVP
Yeah, that's a
that he
good
was a
point.
Gold Glover
He's
because he
also an
was
all-star and could work for that category.
he
But
yeah, that's true.
we got too many options here that we're not too confident about. If you want to do Pudge, we definitely could.
It's the only one well, him and Beltre are the only
I
two
think
that
it's going to be less than 50 if it makes you feel better, because I think Beltre is going to be pretty high. I could be
you
wrong.
think Beltre is going to be higher
I
than
think Beltre
Pudge?
is going to be higher than Pudge. I think.
All right, let's find out.
Yeah,
Hey, okay,
yeah,
36. I was thinking
yeah.
it was going to be a little higher.
Gold Glove for the Cubs. I mean,
Javi Baez comes to mind
yeah,
immediately. Greg
that is
Maddux.
true.
We did use Greg Maddux, I think grid 3 for Gold Glove.
And did he win one with the Cubs?
He won
Yeah, a
all of
lot
them.
of. Yeah, that's a good
Everywhere.
point.
Um,
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
great point.
Uh,
I
I can't
yeah.
remember if he was the 61% for Cy
Hmm.
Young Cubs, and then we redeemed ourselves with Cubs Gold Glove Maddox.
Could have been a Braves box too. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty confident that Javi Baez had one.
yeah,
Like he was a phenomenal fielder.
yeah.
Um, do you
I
want to go
Let's
Javi
do it.
Baez?
Yeah. Oh, the Javier.
Javier Baez. 12%.
Okay,
Okay,
nice.
we'll take that. I don't think we've had Diamondbacks yet.
Yeah, this is a
Hmm.
new one. I'm thinking T- Tony Womack, Craig
Yeah.
Counsell. I don't know if either of those guys.
Ooh, Craig Counsell. Okay.
I don't know actually. Womack, would feel a little bit better about, but I don't have a lot of certainty. I don't think Cattell Marte won one.
Your mind is going to the same place as mine
Yeah,
is. I'm thinking like um Didi. Okay, I know Didi was very young when he got traded to the Yankees. I did he play for the Diamondbacks? I know
he played for
he
the
came from
Diamondbacks, but I
Arizona.
just
Okay.
don't know if he was I don't know if he was a starter and I don't know. I knew that he came as a glove first kind of guy. I just don't know if he went a Gold Glove.
Would like somebody like Nick Ahmed
I almost
fit
said him,
here?
yeah.
Really? Mm,
Yeah. Um, I'm also thinking like Luis Gonzalez, but he was just a power hitter. I mean, I just don't know
mm.
enough to know that he was the defensive guy.
Eh, Greinke
I
has
was gonna say,
a couple,
yeah,
and he was on the Diamondbacks for a bit. I
it's hard
don't
to
remember
know.
how.
I think we did this once before at Greinke and determined he probably didn't win one with the Astros. But he might have won one with the Diamondbacks.
He was there a few years, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
do we want to just rip the Band-Aid off here?
We could rip it off, or if you think you're gonna be inspired by someone later. I don't know that I'm gonna.
I'm thinking like AJ Pollock,
Yeah,
Lourdes Gurriel. I don't know that these guys were like fielder first. Um,
same with JD Martinez. Before I mean, he would have had to play the field when he was in Diamondbacks at that time of his career, but I don't think he would have been a
no.
Gold Glove.
Was was Mark Grace on the Diamondbacks
Oh,
at
I mean,
one
I
point?
just
I
oh, Goldschmidt. Um,
Was he a Gold
but I
Glover?
think that's yes, but I think that's going to be a pretty high one. But he definitely would have won a Gold Glove at the Diamondbacks. Because I remember a big deal being made when him and Arenado were on the Cardinals together that like both corners were manned with pretty. So I mean, I'm confident he won one. It could be a high number.
Yeah, we can make up for it. I feel good about actually I feel pretty good about
Yeah,
the teams column. So
let's
you want
do
to just
it.
get the hmm,
Okay, what's that?
okay. We've had a lot of high numbers.
Yeah, yeah, we have.
But a biff is 100 anyway, so I guess
It's
it's
true.
better.
It's true.
All
All
right.
Star.
Okay.
Maybe you want to stay with the Diamondbacks while we
I
talked
was
about
just
some of
thinking
those
that.
guys like Luis Gonzalez would have been an all-star with the Diamondbacks.
Yep.
Greinke probably would have made an all-star team with Diamondbacks.
Yep.
Did you probably might have Tony Womack, but I'm not sure about that one. Um,
Marte, Kettle Marte.
Ketel Marte, yeah. Recently I've been thinking about guys like Corbin Carroll. Sometimes people forget about the really recent guys, but it's
He
so
he made it in his rookie year.
he
He probably did, right?
he
Yeah.
did he did.
Did did Byung Kim make it
He
in
had
like
that
in the
really good
01?
postseason.
Yeah. I don't think he was that
I don't
good
think
like
so.
over the course of his career though. Like he just had a good run
So that's
there.
the other one is like Schilling and Johnson. But did they get traded
Oh,
to that team or did they have a full season? Thinking about that team.
I think they were there for a bit.
So they could have made an
I mean,
all-star team.
Randy Johnson was there
So yeah,
for
so
a while.
he'd be one.
Schilling was probably there too.
Yeah.
Do you want to go Schilling? I feel like we've said Randy Johnson a bunch. You want to go Kurt Schilling?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think real quick if there was anyone on the recent team who people would have forgotten about who got a nod. I'm
Merrill
thinking,
Kelly?
yeah,
Oh,
did he
Zach
make the
Gallen.
Zach Gallen?
Hmm.
I feel confident those guys made it. Schilling probably made an all-star team.
I mean, Schilling was real good.
Yeah,
He was really good.
we could go Schilling here.
Yeah, people have kind of blackballed him too. He's said some stuff. Okay, 3%.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
That's
Uh,
good.
Cubs All-Star. And
Okay.
we're back here.
Yeah.
Rizzo, Bryant, uh,
Oh,
the
Schwarber,
Schwarber, Mark Grace.
Mark Grace is
He was good. He was
he
good
would have made
enough
an
to have
all-star
been.
team.
Do you
Yeah.
want to go with? Do you want to go with Mark Grace?
Would Ben Zobrist have made an all-star team, or was he just more like a World Series hero?
So he, I want to say he was. So he finished his career. He started in Tampa. Oh, I think yeah. He started in Tampa. He had a short amount of time in Oakland. I don't remember what that might have been at the end of his career. Kansas City was when he was probably at his peak. Tampa and Kansas City. Then he went to Chicago later on. He was, I think, on that World Series team, but I don't think at that point he was all-star caliber, like playing at that level. Um,
The other one that comes to mind is Justin Steele from last season because he was in the running, almost won the Cy Young.
he almost won the
And
sign.
I
That's
have a
true.
feeling he would have got a nod for an all-star last year. I cannot think for sure, but a lot of pitchers make the all-star team. I
They
don't know if
do.
it's the best one we've named, but
It's
throw it out
different.
there.
It's
It's
definitely. Oh,
yeah.
you know what? What about Derek Lee? You remember Derek
Ah,
Lee, first
I
baseman,
do.
like 10, 15 years ago?
I like that one a lot,
You want to
actually.
go Derek Lee?
Yeah.
Let's go
Oh,
Derek
careful.
Lee.
Now there we go. Nice. I've spelt his name wrong before. I didn't mean to freak
No.
you out.
He's
There's
the
another
only
Derek
Derek with
Lee.
two R's
Beautiful.
in Major League
Nice.
Baseball. Okay, 2%. We're okay. Middle column strong. Um, Rangers All-Star. And we're
A
here
lot
again too.
of a lot of options here. I mean, there's the obvious ones we've mentioned for the Gold Glove too.
Hamilton, Beltray,
Yeah, Vizquel.
Vizquel.
Um, if you
I
want to
think Vizquel
run,
was there later in his career, and I don't
hmm,
think he was as good by then. He might have still made it, but
couple darts to throw. Did when Joe Nathan went to the Rangers later in his career, he had a year with about 40 saves, I think.
he did have that one really like random resurgent year.
And I feel like he would have, as a closer, made it. I also think about John Wetland, um, who was on
Hmm.
the Rangers, I believe, before, but I'm less confident about that one. I'd be willing to bet based on the stats that Joe Nathan might have made one. I mean, he probably made a couple as a twin.
I would
Um,
say confidently the Twins.
I don't
The,
know for sure about the Rangers, although I know I remember looking him up and realizing he had a really good year later in his career. Um,
you also have, I mean, Kevin Brown was
yeah,
really good,
that's a great one.
or in like the late, mid to late 90s, right?
Is it too late for Elvis Andrews? Would he have been like not in his trying
He
to think when
might
he
have.
played for the Rangers, but I like Kevin Brown a lot.
You want to go Kevin Brown?
Let's do Kevin Brown.
Oh, oh,
I think
oh,
it's
which
gotta
one
be
is
the
it?
one with the
The
longer
86, right?
career. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and 0.3%. Love it. Okay.
Hidden gem.
All right. Hidden
Nice.
gem. We're okay. The middle column has us back in it. We still
Yeah.
could potentially. No, we can't get a Maddox, but we could get still in the low hundreds. So Phillies, Rangers. We said Michael Young.
The other one
Um,
is Kyle Gibson. I feel like people
he-
forget about him a little bit. He was on the Phillies and came over to the Rangers when they started the year, I believe it was the year before they really started to sign big names. He came over to be a middle of rotation guy.
yeah, yeah. That's yep. Cliff Lee,
Cliff
Cliff Lee,
Lee.
Cole Hamels. You have a few pitchers. Um, Kyle Gibson is a good one though,
He's just a
because
guy who's been pitching for a while and people forget about because he's not a front end rotation guy,
right.
but I'm confident he played for the teams.
Okay, yeah, let's go Kyle Gibson. I mean, I know Michael Young is like my guy for this kind
Yeah,
of box.
yeah,
But if you know if
I'm
you're
confident.
confident, okay, let's do Kyle
Mhm,
Gibson.
mhm.
Give him a give him a
Give him a shout.
little shout. 4%. Okay.
Okay,
Phillies, Cubs.
this is Schwarber, but
Kim
that's
Right, Schwarber, Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm,
hmm. There's more. I know there's
yeah,
more.
no.
Um, hmm. Trying to think of like other other relief pitchers.
Mhm. Man, my brain cannot think of.
This is
I
not
thought this one would be. I wasn't worried about this box.
no. Oh
Well,
boy.
I mean, we've got two that we can pick. I think
Yeah.
Schwarber will be very high.
Schwarber will be yeah.
I think
Um
Kimbrel is probably in that 20 to 30 range, possibly.
yeah. Oh, okay. Turk Wendell,
Oh,
former
good old,
Met.
good old Turk.
He pitched for the Phillies. He pitched for, I believe, the Rockies. And I
I can
did he
see it.
pitch?
I could see it with the Cubs, but
I right? Like
but
I'm
but but
mm, oh wow. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is totally random.
I can't wait.
Mickey Morandini
Oh,
played like all but one season for the Phillies, and I believe he ended his career on the Cubs.
yeah,
Let's go with Mickey, and I think we mentioned him on one of our other grids. Might have been
we
grid
did.
9.
He's a favorite of Tom. There
2%.
we go. Well, you know what?
Okay.
We could have blown that box with Kimbrel or Schwarber and leave it to Mickey Morandini. Like,
Listen, so here, quick thing about on Mickey Morandini. In 19, I
oh,
feel like half of my stories are like this. In, in 1992 or 93, when the Phillies played the Blue Jays in the World Series, I wasn't like really into baseball, but I was starting to watch and like I would
yeah,
watch the games. And I remember for whatever reason I gravitated to the Phillies. I think my dad and I went to a game at like Veterans Stadium while we were down at Sesame Place or something. We were in Pennsylvania and we went to a Phillies game.
as
And
you do.
I made like this drawings of like the Phillies players on a field and like I propped them up like little cardboard things. I was like 7. Um so like Pete and Cavilla, Wes Chamberlain, Mickey Morandini, Darren Dalton, like the guys from that team. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
let's get this last
let's do it.
Phillies Diamondbacks. Um, is this another Eric Kratz box? I
I
know
don't
I
know that he did Diamondbacks.
yeah, okay. Oh, so this would have been Schilling works here,
He does.
but we used him. Um, hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Gene Segura.
Did he play for the Diamondbacks?
He did. Yeah, he was
Okay.
on Milwaukee, he was on Seattle, he was on Arizona,
Okay.
and he was on the Phillies, and then the Marlins. So he does work there.
I like that. I mean, I don't, I mean, if we could think of one other, maybe, but the
Oh,
Gene Segura is a good name.
Didi Gregorius too.
You are
If we're
right,
confident that
Didi.
he played a little bit at the beginning of his career for the Diamondbacks.
The only reason I say that I like Gene Segura better is just because New York's a big state and people remember Didi. And
Yeah,
I just
that's
wonder how many people, it's a big
yeah,
sports state, are a lot of Yankees fans
right.
playing and remember Didi.
That's fair. That's
That's my
definitely fair.
hunch. But I both work.
Do you want to go Gene Segura?
I like it. I like Segura.
All right.
That is,
118.
it's not bad.
No,
It's
this is very
not bad.
respectable. And
considering we also got a 50 from Paul Goldschmidt
we did get a 50
and a
for Goldschmidt.
36 from Pudge.
Okay. So we gotta stop getting these giant numbers on one or two boxes.
But
So
you pulled a hidden gem there with Kevin Brown.
right, Kevin Brown was a hidden gem, which is weird because like he was really good. And
Yeah,
he pitched a while for the Rangers. So
yeah,
okay, we'll take it. 118 Immaculate on grid 13. I mean, we're getting the boxes, and the
yeah.
scores are, you know, we gotta read some books.
They're ordinary. So
It's just an ordinary effort. Um, check us out on Instagram, TikTok at Ordinary Effort, and we're just gonna keep rolling, keep the machine going.
we'll be here. Thanks for watching.